Yes, I'm on my own time, Cunningham. So, no, it doesn't have to be perfect. Carrie, thank you very much for this lovely, lovely, lovely membership. No, there was technical difficulties. The phone wasn't working. The iPad wasn't working. And this is the only thing that was working. Can I get a thumbs up or something if this is truly working and you can hear me? Because this is ridiculous how they keep changing things. All right, good. You guys can hear me. So I apologize. I'm a couple minutes late. Thank you very much for hanging out and having fun. So the reason why there's some technical difficulties is I picked up the new GoPro, and it's supposed to be a webcam, but it wasn't charged, so I couldn't use it, the whole 9 yards. My billboard of a forehead is just beaming lusciously off this light. And more importantly, you can see this aquarium that I didn't want to unveil yet, but okay, here it is. And yeah, so the webcam was all messed up, the whole thing. But you can see, got an FX6 right there. There's a nice hum to it. That was put on here originally, which is one of the other reasons why I wasn't ready to show it yet, is because I didn't even have all of the filtration properly done. But I got that on a deal from a big box retailer. So this will be for sale when I get all the other canisters that I'm supposed to have. But I've got 2 whales running, one there, which I didn't finish plumbing properly. And then there's another one under here. It's actually over here. So yes, pretty crazy, pretty crazy. So crazy day. I'm also was on my way back from Home Depot because the saltwater tank is now plumbed and ready to rock and roll. And Candy is all over it already. Right after this live, there is a members only live, just FYI. And it's going to be much different. So if you're there, you're there. Awesome. But more importantly, I wanted to show you, but unfortunately I can't. So I'll have to show you pictures on my phone. But I ripped down the Neptunian cube that was out in the living room. It had Tropheus moray Kasanga red rainbow. And those are from Lake Tanganyika CICHLIDS.com. And I put them in a tote last night. I scraped all the silicone off. Here, let me show you. I mean, this is why I kind of wanted to walk around to show you all of the craziness that's happened. But look, I plumbed. Can you see? I don't know. It's really hard to see because of the way this camera is. Let's see. Let's turn this down. Is that better? Anyways, I plumbed everything that I needed for the saltwater aquarium. And then you can see that there's black background and 2 massive rocks in that Neptunian cube. And then it was a pain in the butt, I'll tell you, trying to rip off those rocks. I've got the fish in a tote right now. The cat's trying to get on them. And it's just insane. Absolutely insane. But the bettas are doing great. Still can't find enclosures. Wendy found a couple that she liked, and we're kind of in the middle of what it is we're going to do with them. If you guys would like to see them, I can grab them. They're right there. But overall, I didn't bite off more than I can chew. I didn't properly plan the full projects that I had laid out. And I'm getting ready to travel to Colorado next week. So I'll be in Colorado and I'll be working. So I wanted to get some of this stuff done. I wanted to make sure everything was good. And last night was just, I didn't have the greatest day, so to speak. Like I got some information that I really didn't want to hear at the moment. And at the end of the day, I decided to work on the tank, and then I worked on the other tank, and it just steamrolls out of control. And then I come to this tank, and the Dardani are now breeding, and I've got a female holding. So I've got extra babies now. There's 3 females that we're holding and spit in this tank. I've got a female holding in this tank, and I've got a project where I got the Tropheus now in a tub. I've got the water box that I drilled just with a little bit of water in it. This is just to help until a certain part comes in. I've got to move all that stuff. This is a lot that I should have spaced out, but I'm looking at it with a silver lining of being the paludarium's coming soon. So that's going to lead to not having a ton of other stressors, so to speak, in terms of aquariums. And then, as Sergio said, 11 betas. Mason's World 6000 is just all over it right now. And he's going to Vegas. He's going to have a blast. So, Mason, I hope you have an amazing time in Vegas. This is going to be a long video or fast talking. All of the above, because that's what I do all of the time. What part of Colorado are you going to be in? I will be in all of the Colorado's parts. I will be all the way north, and I will be all the way south. I'll be there from Monday to roughly Saturday. I'm going to be driving in, and I'm very excited. So if you're in the Colorado area, I'll be in Springs, Fort Collins, Denver. I'm trying to think of some other places. Centennial. I'm staying in the Broomfield area. Boulder, I'll be in. I'm going to be everywhere. So if you want to meet up, I'm going to be at pretty much every fish store that Colorado has to offer. I would love to see you there. And if you follow me on Instagram and you follow CICHLIDS on Instagram, you will see each movement that I'm making so that, you know, there's potential that we can meet up and hang out and talk fish and stuff. Yes, Remy, Bahamalama Coral. At some point, I'll be in St. Louis. I don't know exactly when yet, but St. Louis is going to happen, and you will be the first to know, buddy. I promise. And this is just sweet tea. Oh, look. Look. This is old. I pulled it out because I was trying to drink fluids just in general, sitting at a computer all day. So 11 betas. I don't know if you've seen the live video. It was impromptu. But I've got 11 betas right in front of me, behind you. They're beautiful. They're fantastic. I am very grateful. But here, I'll grab one. So currently, they're in this hot rod. Yes, yeah, okay, you can get upset, but whatever. These guys are beautiful. Tomorrow is water change day. It'll be 1 week in the cup. They're doing well. Bubbles are being produced everywhere. But they're fantastic. They're beautiful. So ultimately, I can't wait to get them in a actual cube. I'm looking for like a 7x7 or maybe a 12x6x6. But man, aquariums are ridiculously expensive when it comes to these small nanos. It's like you can get a 100 gallon, or you get a 75 gallon or 40 gallon for, $40 during $1 per gallon. And then you want a little desktop tank, and you're like, yeah, that's going to be $60. For what? For glass lid glass? Beveled and polished? Come on. That stuff is done right off the line. But it is nice. It is convenient. And yeah, I can make them myself, I have an aquarium somewhere in here that I did, and I like it, but it's time consuming just for me to go out and get all the sheets of glass, put it together, when I've got 11 of these bad boys dimmling around. So I got to get it done. Let me see if there's any questions. A lot of people in here tonight. Thank you very much. A lot of people I haven't seen in a while. Awesome. Candy, you really are on every channel. You truly are awesome. Beyond awesome. She is, fantastic. But that's what makes Candy. So let me talk about this tank and a little bit of action here. And you folks could, I don't know if you got questions. Actually, I'm going to check this power head out. This is not a plug. I just noticed that because I don't have a lot of the flow for the 6 foot. These guys are always hungry, by the way. Watch. Let's see, Jay, I've been bombarded with advertising for So Craigers was helping me out looking for stuff, and now he's getting advertisements for wedding planning items because he's looking for these little cubes. Can a Hillstream Loach be kept with Mbuna? No. Hillstream Loach needs fast water. Mbuna don't need fast water, and no. But what I decided to do with this aquarium was I didn't want to do a full background. I wanted to, man, these Moragos are getting big quick. There's the female holding. This tank for me turned out so natural. Granted, I've got these artificial light brackets to hold a light on there because no 72-inch light that I had was actually 72 inches. Jay, did you look at the 1 gallon Aquarium filter tanks for bettas? Yeah, Dragon Lair, I appreciate it. I'm looking for specific aesthetics, and I guess it's being picky, but it's going in this room with all the plants, and yes. So I did see those, but even those, the Aquarium with the filter and everything, they're still expensive. So the idea was just get a glass box or a vase and do the thing. That is because LRB is Magix, Kevin. He is Magix. But no, Hillstream Loaches are supposed to be in a fast-moving environment, right? There's always abnormalities with everything. With humans, with fish, with dogs, with cats. There is always some sort of glitch in what should be, but what doesn't always have to be for certain folks, if that makes any sense. If I missed it, what light are you running on the tank? So this isn't going to be the light that is going to be on this tank because it's not big enough. But currently this light is the Fluval that Candy was so nice enough to help me out get a replacement power adapter for. Do Lethrinops eat plants? I'm sure they would. I don't know if they're as gregarious as other African cichlids are when it comes to plants, but it's there. So let me turn on this power head real quick, and I'll explain kind of the overall scape that I was looking to do. And then you'll get an understanding of why I'm excited about this tank. Release the flow. So that is 4,000 gallons an hour cruising across a 6-foot aquarium with ease, I might add. But the idea for this was to have rocks that could blend extremely well with artificial rocks, and that the real rocks would blend with the artificial rocks, right? So vice versa. The other idea that I had for this is I wanted it to replicate kind of a crushed area in Lake Tanganyika. And so I was able to do that with the fake rock being plateaued up, some extra rocks just sunk in, and then these massive foam rocks glued to the back really capped it off, creating that depth that I was looking for when I'm looking at the aquarium. So the idea for me is, I'm going to look at it. I'm the one that's got to enjoy it. And I really wanted to create that natural looking environment because it's not a biotope. It's not a true biotope. But with the Moragos and as they age, and with the Dardani as they get bigger and now have babies, which I laughed and said, the moment I drop them out of the 36 back into a 6-foot tank, they're going to breed. I think I told Cunningham that. And sure as heck it did. But the depth for me came from quite a few things. It came from the ability for the fish to pick on top of the rocks that aren't exactly the same height, but enough variance that it looks natural. The other part was these rocks are from Oklahoma. And I just rinsed them. I've got fake rock. I've got a couple fake rocks in here. I've got a fake rock here. And everything would blend with also these deep cuts behind these rocks, and they're still sealed off. I drilled holes in them if you didn't see the video when I installed it. But overall, I mean, for me, it is the best tank that I have ever scaped and set up for a specific purpose. And I'm extremely excited to see how it seasons, so to speak, with algae buildup and things like that. But I thought about throwing some freshwater seaweed in to see how that goes. But just overall, I'm stoked to sit here and watch this aquarium. Once I get more Congos, it'll be the same thing with that aquarium. It's just this like perfect, two different areas. I got the Congo River Basin. I've got Lake Tanganyika. I got a little zebra pleco. I never see them, so it's kind of crazy. And then I'll have my little saltwater reef going on, and then I've got my smaller version of Tanganyika. And then it's, how am I going to bring Malawi in? How am I going to bring Malawi back in so that I could have that enjoyment of those areas? Now, if somebody brings up the Victorian Basin, to me, they all look very similar. But I am overall excited with this tank. And I mean, the fish, the Moragos came perfect. I haven't lost one. Lake Tanganyika cichlids knocked it out of the park when I was looking for the Moragos. And they are I believe they're on the CARES list. These are tank raised. So, I just excited to have a fish that is going to look really amazing when it gets older. I get to watch it grow. I get to watch colonies being done. And every once in a while, I get to work them out with 4,000 gallons an hour, creating a water cyclone. So definitely cool. Also, running this, because I don't have the filters, it kicks up a lot of the debris to get picked up by the filters. So I'm excited to see that happen right now, which causes it to be a little hazy, but you got to do what you got to do right now while you're in the waiting of getting all of the filtration. How dare you about Victorians? I do kind of agree. Yes, they are pretty, but just one breeding group, right? Like you said, outside of that, Victorians all have very similar colors, and that's okay. And you can love it. It's not my thing. Josh Cunningham says another 6-foot tank with no question mark. And the answer is maybe. I don't know about here. I got to get the paludarium up and find my stride. Nairi are the nice ones from Victoria. So once I find my stride with water changes and stuff, when the paludarium's here, the frogs are kicking, everything's good, boom. That's when I'll get that overall good feeling. And then I can decide, is there room for a 6-foot tank in the schedule or not? You see this Dardani male? As I turn on the flow and he's like, yeah. So I wonder if the flow had, I don't know much about Dardani or Dardinii, but they love the flow. The Tropheus fight the little ones, but also my catfish that I've had forever are in here as well. Where'd they go? Typically the male, I can see him. He's either hiding, the female's here and the male's here, but they were playing the breeding tussle earlier this week, which is very exciting to see. And man, look at all the cyclones happening. And maybe at some point I will have a breeding group from them. Not a breeding group, but actual babies, which would be cool. I can send you Philiborni cats, Jay. Got babies running out of my ears. Those are cool fish. Jerks, though. And you know it, Dragon Lair. You know it. Hey, man, where's that filter from so I can let you know how good? I'm not sending filters left and right, guy. I'm running a sump on my 220. Just got the blue bio balls. Is there anything you would recommend? I mean, Marine Pure is good. Really anything. To me, biological media, you'll never know scientifically because we don't have the microscopes and what everybody's actually, what the bacteria is adhering to. But to me, the more biological media you have, the better. I'm not talking about cramming it in there. I'm talking about just the more you can provide, the better chance you have for a completely stable, nitrogen cycling bacteria, the ammonia reducing bacteria. And so Marine Pure works. You could throw sponges in there. I mean, there's just really, you can go crazy in a sump. T-Bone, what's up, my man? How are those Lethrinops doing, KG Cichlids? I mean, saw you picked up some fish. They're doing perfect. I'm getting the old swirling breeding dance between the red cap and the two females. That's good. Those are awesome fish. Lethrinops are probably best kept in a breeding group anyways. They're just beautiful fish when they fully color up. Actually, these are less than when I kept and bred them in the early 70s. Huh. Well, we'll get in contact after this because it might be cool to have some fish like that. Let me go back and see if I missed any questions. I have a 125 looking to do Mbunas, thinking I'd like to do 2 or 3 Title 110s. Not looking to work on canisters under the tank. What are your thoughts? I think that's up to you. The whale canisters are extremely easy. In less than, no BS, in less than 10 minutes, I can literally clean and hook back up a whale 500. It's easy. I'm still wearing work shirt today because Wendy wanted to go look at Home Depot, which I ended up just deciding to get this piece that I'm still holding on to like a knucklehead. But she wanted to look to see if they had specific plants because she's really into plants and they've got all these little special drops and releases at Home Depots across the U.S. And so she was like very, very excited. Bass and Mike 85 said the whale canisters are fire. They're good. They're not as powerful as an FX6, but the bypass is less. They are quieter. Like I cannot wait until we have enough whale 500s in stock where I can then take them out of stock so I can put them on here so that I can shut that off. Because I didn't realize how loud and it's hummy. It's not loud, but it's just it's like this. Where I don't hear the whales. And I'm not making that up. There are folks that have been in this room before I had this FX and was like, I didn't even know you had filters running in there. That's how quiet it was. So I am very excited for that. So I'm more partial to a canister because I just don't like the aesthetics of a hang on the back. But as you can see, aesthetics don't really matter right now with these, these weirdo things. So it is what it is. I'm looking for something that will help control diatoms. I have Mbuna. Will nitrite snails help with this? If not, what would help with controlling them? I would look to nitrates. You can also get a product called Monster 360 will help reduce your nitrates naturally by adding bacteria that consumes organic waste. Whew. Sweet tea, baby. Let's see. Got some other questions. Nope, no more questions. Sweet. If you have them, please. If I keep missing a comment, I apologize. I'm not saying you have to super chat, but if it's like that urgent, you can do that, but you don't have to. I try to go up and down and look through them, but there are times where I miss them and I feel bad, so he didn't answer my question. He's dodging my question. It's not the case. I don't see it. You can't even tell the whales are on. You can't at all. And that's the number two. That's the number one reason I like them. The other is they're just very easy to maintain. 4 clips, 4 baskets in the 500, 3 baskets in the 350. And I could just boop, back together and go. Jay, when are you going to spring for a 3D printer so you can make your own light brackets? No, I'm not, because I end up buying things like this instead of a 3D printer. Actually, I didn't buy this per se. I traded my, I had a Max, GoPro Max that I just wasn't using. And yeah, I decided to sell it and sold it for the same amount of money as what this would have been, so that I can use this as a webcam and actually get 1080p live streaming as opposed to the 720 that this junk does as it is. I went to buy some more Cory cats yesterday, but the pet shop had 3 dead albino Corys in the tank, so I left. It's hard as an aquarium store. I call them all day. And it's tough, right? The person that opens the store loves the hobby, loves fish, and they set up this store, and then they have to hire really who's willing to work there. And it's very hard for one person to really take care of a store with tanks as it progresses, as the demand is there. Because if they didn't have enough, we would complain, right? We'd go, they don't have enough fish in here. They don't have enough when I go in there in the crab store. That's why I go online, right? And this isn't a direct attack at anybody. This is like legit what we do. And then they do get all that stuff. We go in. They didn't know anything. They don't know squat. They're just trying to make a buck selling me some junk. So now we have 2 scenarios where we're upset with the local fish store. Then the local fish store has dead fish, or they potentially get ick, especially in the wintertime. And we do the same thing. God, man. You guys can't even take care of these things, right? So we're never satisfied when we go into a fish store. Never, ever satisfied. It's either don't have what I want, too expensive, or they've got dead fish. And I get it. I get it. But some places it's hard to find help that will actually care about the stuff as much as they do. And they can't do it all. I talked to a guy today that had 100 plus tanks in his house, salt water and fresh water, and had to open a store, and he just can't leave because he doesn't trust anybody that works there. And this is his shop. He's working 7 days a week. It sucks, right? So at some point we got to find a middle ground. KG Cichlid said, my car smells like Fritz dechlorinator. Seems a bit stronger than Prime. It is. It smells like a big fat. It's like I ate a plate of super nachos and let it rip. Super nachos and hard-boiled eggs. Duke City, how's the new tank? Duke City's in the house. Let me see. I saw a couple other folks come in that I apologize. Fishion Tanktics, what's up? Could you compare the water flow of the CICHLIDS Whale 500 to any Fluval or Eheim canister? Yeah, actually I can, Carrie. So the Whale 500 flow-wise will outcompete any of the 4.0 whatevers. Any of them. A Whale 500 straight out of the box and an FX4 straight out of the box The nozzles are different, but the flow is very close. The FX6, if the hoses are cut right, will beat the Whale 500. But when you leave the hoses connected like I did, I mean, it's bad the way I did it. But it was only it's a temporary thing. I'm getting more flow out of the Whale than I do the FX6. The one thing I will say, though, is the Whale 500, depending on your stock load and things like that, will get dirty faster than other canisters you're used to because the bypass is extremely minimal. And the media that it comes with will trap everything that it needs to trap. It's fantastic. We need a new vid. Of what? Comparing canister filters? I think I did too many of those. Tell me about it. Had a pet store in the early 90s. Biggest P in the A I ever dealt with in 40 years of retail. It is. I mean, I couldn't imagine selling fish online. I could not imagine selling fish online because you think about the way we are as consumers in the store. Imagine online. Hi. Ruben Rivera, thank you very much, sir, for the super chat. I greatly appreciate that. So we're kind of at this weird crossroad now in this live stream because I had everything laid out to show you what was happening, except I got to show you un beta. This is an un beta. And I ain't got nothing. So I don't want to ramble. I would love to fire off some Bravo Alpha, some bad to the bone questions. Hit me with it. And if you're a member, save the luscious, juiciest questions you got for that, because these lives are going to be completely different format. Just FYI. Candy deals with cranky people that want pink flamingo all day. Yes, they do. Jay, you still doing Northfin stuff? Absolutely. NorthfinUSA.com. Jay Wilson, 15% off. Get it while it's hot. Flakes, Bug Pro, Krill Pro, Cichlid Formula, Veggie Formula, Carnivore, Jumbo. We got it all. Matter of fact, I got 3 here. I'll do a little feeding for you. Got the old kelp flake right here. Got to find the slot to open it. Little flex real quick. Yeah, if you don't know what that says, world's best brand. Oh, you were seeing other fish foods floating around? World's best brand. Isn't that special? It's the fish food industry is I've been in it, and it's very funny just how fish food kind of makes its rounds, and how you can tell when companies are trying to recompete in a space that they once owned and now they don't, and so they do a little reformulations to try to catch up or compete and do some other things. And welcome to the big boy club. Make it right the first time. You ain't got to redo it, baby. Chopsticks are good to feed your flower horn, but let me show you this lush kelp flake. Well, did you see it? I didn't drop it. Okay, watch. You ready? Should I do it? Should I do it? How about over here? Okay, we'll drop it. You see that? Boom. But the little guys on this side, never get a piece of the pie because it goes. Jay, I'll have to disagree. Extreme has it beat. Dragon Lair, if you would like to talk about that, we will be live on members only. You don't have to be lonely at Holla Team only. Yes, old Extreme was really good. The new one, And I'm just being honest. Nasty. Just being honest. I haven't switched foods since Northfin came to the United States of America, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. No, when we brought it in, I won't ever feed another food. Ever. I've never had bloat, never had issues, never had tank crashes, ugliness, nitrate spikes, nada, zilch, nothing. Woo! It has food for everything, including corals. And on top of it, it's never been reformulated. It's never had the squitty. Whoop. Oh, we back. Oh, no. Local fish stores. Sorry. We're going to go, oh, sorry. And then distribute to, hey, everyone. Extreme fish food is the greatest on the planet. Where'd it come from? Extreme's been around for a very long time. And to be honest with you, in the beginning, if you know Extreme, it was a really great food. There's a lot of changes that have been made over the years. And all I will say is I will not feed a single other food in this place except Northfin. Won't happen. Okay, you need me send me to some Northfin to try. My Frontosa absolutely love the Northfin Jumbo, and their colors are amazing. Late to the party. What up, Corey Hecker? So first off, Corey Hecker, it's been a while. I want to apologize. I did not get this from your place of business. I went to your competitor, but it wasn't my fault. It was my girlfriend's fault because she wanted to go look at plants. So I apologize. I like Extreme Doritos. Hey, so do I. I really like Extreme Doritos. I mean, here, look. See this guy? Let's do this. We just gonna do it. Matter of fact, my Wendy used to work for a competitor. And then she moves in and I'm like, skirt! You don't bring the trash in here. The trash stays outside, okay? There's green bin for doo-doo trash. And there is blue bin for, recycled trash. That trash go anywhere you want, but in here. I'm not gonna say anything that what she said, but she notices a difference. She notices how much balance there is when this food is fed, and how it's just, folks. I've been talking about this since what? 6 years? Hadn't changed. I've changed light brands because of stuff that I just wasn't happy with. I've changed fish places because of, the availabilities. I am telling you. I'll feed this guy. We'll see if he eats. I don't think I fed him today. Oh, hello, little better, super better. It's a super better for your fish. Do all shark filters now only come in blue? The only one John from KG Tropicals reviewed and praised was all black. It was not all black. It may have looked like that on screen, but none of them are all black. Excuse me. That's what I wanted to do with this live video, is walk around and show you all of the things. I got 2 sharks running inside a tote. These guys, like they think they know. A little bug crow. Look at this guy. He's snapping. Did you hear that? I hope this microphone picked it up. What is the best way to keep dry fish food fresh? I don't know. I just make sure the seal works really well, or put it in the fridge. But I've never had the fish food go bad. And I mean, I still got fish food under there that I've had for over a year and a half. I mean, smell it. It's always, if it smells good, it's good in my head. All right, look, let's see what happens. Pew, pew. Let's see if he eats. I just lifted him off the ground, so it's kind of rude, right? He doesn't see it. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. Is that a betta in a cup? Uh-oh. Bang. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at him. He's hunting it. Oh, look at that. He brought it mid. Oh. I've actually been feeding him it crushed because they're a little too big for him. Well, he took that one. Yeah, it's a betta in a to-go cup. You know, it's funny. I did some research after I talked to the gentleman that sent these to Wendy and I. And no, Dragon Lair. He's actually maybe he's not. But I'm here to set the record straight on what I believe and what I know. And then whatever feelings you have, it's okay. We're you know, I wear these to help myself during work. Huh? You may feel I look like a chode. It's fine. I'm still going to wear them because my doctor told me to get blue light glasses. They messed up. And I've got blue light glasses. So that's, you know, that's my analogy. They don't light up. If they did, it would be sweet. Actually, we could probably make them light up. Speaking of that, I just bought a new light to test out. Let me get back to my betta thing. Don't distract me. So let's see if this works better. Does it too much? Oh, it looks good, huh? Still shiny. So here's the deal. We all know where bettas typically come from, right? The guy I talked to, and I quote, has been doing this since, he said, over 20 plus years with betta. And I almost picked this up to take a drink. Good night. So, all that moisturizer. It is age-defying moisturizer. So he explained, I said, look, now I've got to display all these. I need not what you're doing, but what is the best for the fish. So when I ask a question to who I truly believe is an expert in their field, right? And even if they're an expert in their field, doesn't mean they know 100% of it. But if I got somebody that's been doing this for 20 plus years and they send you these hot jammers, by the way, the bags were the tiniest I've ever seen in my life. And I said, hey, I'm going to go pick these up. They were 5-gallon aquariums. They were on sale. He said, no. He said, 1 gallon is your best friend for keeping betta. And here's why. They like space, but not a lot of water. When they have a lot of water, they're prone to dying faster. This is his words, not mine. So then I do research and I look. It's shallow water, but it's long, right? So not a large amount of water, but a lot of space to move. So my idea now is a 1-gallon aquarium that's long or a cube so that they can move freely in like a 7x7x7. I even said 2.5 gallons and he was like, divide it. So this whole idea that it is inhumane to keep a specific fish, where is everybody going after all these large fish? You're complaining that a rice paddy puddle jumping fish from Asia is going to be crammed in a 1 gallon. You ever been to Asia? They're straight up in jars. They live 5, 6 years. They're breeding them. Yes, when you put them in these little, the cup's half this size, and you put them in a store, everybody's sad, right? I get it.
Oh, why you gotta be so cruel? This is inhumane.
Okay. The idea is they're not supposed to be there for very long. And to be honest with you, if you were that concerned about them, you would probably buy them all yourself and take good care of them, because the odds of them living their full potential life in the hands that's going to pull them off that rack is probably about a 50-50 chance, which are the best odds in Vegas, apparently. But are they the best odds for that? But we have an emotion, right?
You can't do that.
Well, we did, and we're going to continue. And based on what I read, these hot jammers are not getting more than 7 by 7 by 7 if I can help it, because I don't want to half fill a tank that's going to be sitting on a brand new shelving system that's coming Saturday. So this was me getting a little bit of, there's a little bit of passion behind it, right? Because I was looking at tanks online, and I'm reading the comments. This is the biggest atrocity. I cannot believe anyone would keep a bed in here. It doesn't self-clean like it says. What? You're concerned that it didn't self-clean when there's really no such thing. But you weren't concerned that it was not the right size. And then the next one, not the right size. My beta hated it. The background patterns, right? Nobody is ever satisfied. And on top of it, and I'm going to say it, and if there is a beta lurking somewhere, that is fine. Candy, I understand. Beta folks are a little passionate. But let me break the passion down for you, betters. When I go to your international competition, you got them in smaller cups than this. But I don't see no, heck no, let them grow. Get them out of there. I don't see it. I don't. I see everybody oogling and googling like, oh, wow, that's a HBD placat candy corn. Skittles Fruit Loop. That's a beautiful one. I see that. But the moment, and T-Bone, I like T-Bone. This is why I know T-Bone. Thank you for even if it was real, this started a conversation that was good, and I appreciate it.
Isn't it ironic?
Thanks, Corey.
A little too ironic, don't you think?
But yeah. So less water, more space. However that is, I'm thinking about, there's a 1.5 gallon Mr. Aqua that I'm going to go rock and roll. So Jay, what is your cleaning routine for the 1 gallon betta tanks? I might consider one myself. Dude, he showed me this too, which was very silly. But mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. He sends me a video. You've got the 1 gallon water. You don't have to go crazy. You can put in a couple rocks. If you want to put in some floating plants, you can do that, right? Helps with the nitrate levels. He takes the, I'm trying to think of what I don't even know if they have them everywhere, but like the old school mustard and ketchup bottles that you would get at a family reunion. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess you can use like now, what's the hot thing? Like my griddle. I got a griddle and I squirt some stuff on my griddle. So those cheapo plastics with the super thin nozzle, you can still get them. I know, but I didn't know if everyone knew what they were and if I was explaining them right. I get excited about things like this. But it legit, so you've got that mustard or ketchup plastic squeeze, super thin. I'm going to decorate my hot dog container. And I couldn't tell from the video if he taped it, but he had airline hose hooked up to it. Ha! Whatever he had holding it, it's up to you. Silicone that sucker. He squeezes it, drops the tube in, and just goes, sucks up all the crap. That's it. That's it. And that's how he does the water change. So with that one big suck, he then dumps it out and adds fresh water. He told me, and I quote, the best water to use for, this is what he does, is either collect rainwater or use a bottled water, is what he told me. Now, I don't know if he meant RO or what, but he said bottled water. But it doesn't matter for me because I have a plethora of water for all the other tanks, so it's not going to be an issue. But it was a great idea. It was easy. It was fun. I didn't have to go out and buy a Python. I have one for my saltwater tank, but I didn't want to have to go out and buy other stuff. So actually, the other thought, hear me out. Tell me if you like this idea. So Wendy had picked up these special containers. And I said, well, I want to make it as easy as possible. I really like looking at him. I want to make it as easy as possible. So I even thought about the 1 gallon with the spigot on it. And I don't, I can fill it all the way. It's got a lid. I don't have to secure the lid. And when I want to do a water change, I just... trying to make it easy. Manes, tails, fur, fins, paws, and claws. Bang. Super easy. So, Jay, what is your cleaning routine? Bob, bravo. I answered that. Sounds like I already did that. I need to get a bunch of glass and make some 12 by 8 by 6 inch deep tanks for my bettas. I used to build all my tanks. Yeah, it's just much more rewarding. It is, but it just takes a lot of time. Antonio Ortega. What about the 1 gallon teardrops in Amazon? I didn't like that. The nozzle at the top was too small. I saw these half bowls. I risked jumping out. I do care about the animals. Like I legit do. I take care of them. And when I realize I cannot take care of the specific animal anymore, I do my best to rehome that animal. Like I just don't feel like the zebra plecos, they're living their best life. But nothing's happening. And to get more of them, it's insanity. And so I'd rather sell them to somebody that already has more of them that maybe needs more for their breeding. Might check with Corey from Aquarium Co-op about his drip system. I ain't getting in all of that. I'm not a store. That's the thing. Like Corey does some amazing things. I'm not a store. The implementation for that for 12, 11 betta tanks is it's not worth it for me because I'm not breeding. I'm not selling them. These guys are going to be housed. They're going to be rocking and rolling. What is the life expectancy of a beta? I was told by NC Beta 7 years. Most of the time, I don't ever see them living past 5 years. I had a beta a while ago that lasted like 4 years. And then I've had bettas that didn't last that long. Like I had some amazing ones that I brought back from the aquatic experience, from NC Beta Fish, from the ICBR TXYZ competition. They were amazing. And they didn't make it very long. And I provided them a lot of water and a lot of space, which also kind of hits home that maybe that wasn't the best. I put betta in a 150 gallon tank and lived for 15 years. Look, I want to do this.
Prove it.
What? So we're encroaching an hour. Give me some goodness. Give me some juicy. And then if you're a member and you're going to pop over to the members Exactly. Just kidding. Get out of here. Get ready, because it's about to go down. Somebody said get Zenzo to do them for you. First of all, I'm not going to have Zenzo come to my house to build something for me. I'm going to have Zenzo come over to the house and hang out. I don't want to do fish work with him. The implementation on a lot of levels for me is not practical. That's why YouTube is fantastic. Corey does amazing stuff. Zenzo turning his room into what he loves in terms of what he wants his room to be. And then you have folks that just have one tank and they have a channel. I have had so many different tanks and styles. It's gotta be practical for you. 11 betas was not practical for me. Somebody asked why I don't give them away. Because he gave them to me as a gift. He didn't give them to me to give away. He gave them to me as a gift, as generosity and being grateful. And so I cannot give them away. And Wendy even said, you're right. I totally understand that you cannot do that. So we got to figure it out. I said before I was not going to get another beta in the long run. And he was supposed to send one because we had been talking about it prior to that. And then one turned into adding another one next to it. It's Common Core. It's Common Core, man. So there's a bunch of different betas. Like we see Placats, we see Half Moon, we see Veil. I don't know them all. I don't like long fin ones. I think they're hideous, but that's me. That's a personal preference. I like blue cars, gray cars. I like red and yellow. Like I get it. Have you named them yet, or are they going to be Q through? I'm assuming 1 through 11. They will be named. If you go back and watch the video, I asked folks to put down, look, I just love the way they school. Go back and watch that video, or just skate all the way through. Leave a comment about an inspiring name like Grateful and Perseverance. And then we're going to label them on these tanks. So tomorrow I've got to get to a place that has the spigot ones, like you do like tea and lemonade and water and stuff, and to see how those are, and then go from there if it's going to fit. So there's lots of options. I thought we were going to come across some really cool ones that were aesthetically pleasing all the way through, and I could divide them, because a little known fact, if they flare too much next to each other, they actually wear out. It's like a mechanism in them. He said, don't let them flare too much. You got to divide them. That's the males. So that's the other thing. I got them spaced out apart. They really can't see each other. Jay, who do I contact about the new suction cups for my CICHLIDS internal filter? 3 came in curled up and won't hold on the glass. Got it hanging by 1 cup. Did you put them in warm water? And why did the light get brighter? Oh, this one off. Did you put them in hot water? If not, go ahead and contact the website has something, or you can contact info.us@ciche.com. Whoo! I think that's it. That tank behind you is looking sweet, T-Bone. I greatly appreciate that. If I missed your comment, I apologize. If you were to start another Malawi tank, what group would you keep? Singular fish or different species? Let's get down and dirty with it. If it was singular species, Buccochromis. Probably Buccochromis. Matter of fact, Dragon Lair. Are these the ones you need? If these are the ones you need, just go ahead and email me at askawaywithj@gmail.com, and I'll just send you them. But you can, like I said, you can also put them in hot water and stick them. Buccochromis would probably be it. If not, Haps and Peacock's a nice mixture just to liven it up. But I'm going to end with this real quick because I've already hit the hour mark. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what your beliefs are. I don't care what religion you have. I don't care where your family comes from. I don't care your cultural norms. I don't care what color shoes you like, what color nails you paint. I don't care if you were Jim and now you're Nancy, and if you were Nancy and now you're Steven. I don't care if you assimilate as a dog. If you live in the United States of America and you are a naturalized, or you are a born, or you have become a citizen, you're American. And we need, as not only Americans, but as humans as well, to understand that there are almost an unlimited amount of viewpoints and an unlimited amount of history and culture and he said, she said crap or shim or her or whatever. You gotta stop with the social media stuff. Not for me, for you. You should be following people that oppose your views. You should be communicating with people properly, not via keyboard clacking, yeah, we're doing it for them. You gotta stop. It doesn't get you anywhere but this.
Well, this is just stupid. Jay is a DA, right? He's a jackrabbit, okay? I can't believe he thinks that.
But Jay didn't say that. Jay said something or showed support for someone they believed in, and you automatically assumed. And I'll never forget, there's a movie, and I think Steven Seagal was in the movie, and it might have been Under Siege, but if somebody can tell me, please. But he said, I assumed blah, blah, blah. And the guy said, the assumption is the mother of all ups. Stop assuming the worst. Stop assuming and believing that it's all over, because it's not. The world has been dealing with chaos, controlled and uncontrolled, for thousands of years. From the Middle East to civil unrest, to civil wars, to migration, to whatever history has unfolded, history is being made today, will be made tomorrow, and will be made 100 years from now. But you be damned if you continue to fuel the BS. It doesn't matter what it is. It's BS. If it mattered, you would actually do something about it instead of logging in and going, I'm gonna get them today. Now, if trolling is your job, I hope you stub your toe on an unlimited supply of Legos. But if you truly believe that you are going to sway somebody in a hobby, in a political arena, in your career, or because they liked the White Shepherd and you liked the Brindle, Apple, Android, PlayStation, Xbox, if you believe that a post is going to change that, you need to get outside, wear your mask, put your jumpsuit on, whatever it is that needs to get you outside, go. Because the world is not collapsing around us. They probably thought that when they realized they had to make a freaking wheel out of a rock. And here we are shooting rockets to the sky and landing them on platforms in the ocean. Folks, we can fart right now, live stream, and somebody, I'm doing it from Oklahoma, I fart, and somebody in Istanbul, Tel Aviv, Sydney, Doha, Qatar, anywhere, same time. 10, 15 years ago? No, it took longer. Don't believe all the hype. Don't believe it all. Just because somebody shared it doesn't make it true. And just because you shared it doesn't mean it changed the world. You got to really do something. You really do. I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you got to rake the leaves, updating your status is not going to rake the leaves. You actually have to go out there and rake the leaves. What's the quote? I'll end with this. In order, and I'll change it a little bit because I think it's dated. In order, and I don't have it, in order for evil to prevail, good people must do nothing. Sleep on that. It's members only time. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate all of it. I greatly appreciate the fun. You folks inspire me to continue to do what it is I'm doing. And sometimes I don't even know what it is. But I can damn sure say that I'm having the best time of my life. And the only thing that I would change, which I can't, is having Liam here more. That's it. So make the change that you need. And I'll see you next time.